Yeah.
I think there's also an opportunity in one of the escape rooms. So the escape rooms can have different levels, right?
Yeah, sure.
So like, and I think there's an opportunity in the easiest one to be, somewhat guided by the gang. Like they're sort of, but there's also a laugh track.
Oh, that's great. I think Scooby Doo was, the first cartoon to incorporate a laugh track as because it was on sitcoms before that, but it does have a laugh track, and that definitely adds something to the, the like audio design of that show. Is like, okay, where's the cheesy laugh going to come in? That's really
and
fun.
that was a gag that they did at the end of Mystery Incorporated. Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
It ends with the universe resetting and setting up Scooby Doo, where are you? And the way you find that out is that it ends with Shaggy saying some kind of joke, and a laugh track comes on.
That's so cool. I love that show.
So if you have these structured moments within the escape room where you can have like a laugh track.
That's great. I love that. That sounds really fun. And maybe there are certain rooms in every, maybe you've got 6 different actors playing Shaggy at any given time. One of them stays at the front part, like the entrance. One's at each of the different sites. So they can be your guide in that certain area. So there's the full, you can interact with them if you find them, but you don't necessarily have to find them. And maybe they don't have to be at all of them. They kind of rove around, but it would be kind of
very
cool.
video game logic.
Yeah, sure.
Find the Shaggy if you need to.
Yeah, exactly. They're there to guide you and help you out. And that'd be a really fun job, by the way, to just be, I'm Shaggy at the haunted mansion today, or the haunted castle. You know what I mean? It's like, you can help them find the clue. Like if it's a little kid, you get to kind of interact with him. And then if they're just a grown up, you can kind of like goof around with them or whatever. It'd be a really fun role to have. Wow, I kind of forget where I was going with this, but just having those people around to guide you would be really awesome. Yeah, be pretty fun.
Yeah.
Let's see. Cool.
I wonder if it's structured into the training center idea. So, like, that kind of gives you license to have, like, multiple Freds or multiple Shaggies.
Yeah.
And, like, each escape room could have Shaggy, Daphne, Velma, so, like, this is, like, the Shaggy one. This is the Fred one.
Oh, cool. That's a fun idea. Like, when they say, oh, man, okay. When they say, like, let's split up, gang, maybe you pick, you see which route you would want to take in that situation. Like you and your family split up into like 2 or 3 groups. They're like, okay, someone has to go this way, someone has to go this way. We can split up however we want to. That could be pretty cool, because even within your own group, you have different experiences of like, the mom and the brother had a certain experience of going through that one section versus the rest of the family. That'd be kind of cool, because it kind of brings you to just one member of your party instead of everyone being together all the time. You split up. Also,
what do you want to do that time? I mean, you're going by yourself. This is your 3rd time there. Don't you want to take this one instead of that one?
That's a great idea. And there's so much. There's still magic to it on a repeat visit, because it's like we only took this one route, and then that route had 2 routes, and we took one of those. So this time we can either take the same route we took and then choose the second option, or we can take the second route altogether. Wow, there's a lot going on here. I remembered what I was going to say earlier too, about having the main stars of the show available in each site. Is they could just have laugh tracks on them, like maybe built into their costume somewhere. They touch a certain part of their pants and it triggers the laugh track. So whenever you interact with one of those characters, that like a laugh track might be coming up. Like if they make a joke or you make a joke, they can just hit the button and make the laugh track come. It'd be really pretty funny.
Oh, that's great. That's a great idea, because then it offers a tailored guest experience with like, a talented performer. But it also gives like the magic of the world, because this like laugh is coming out, and it's like you get to.
It's not reality, but
that's fun.
It's like reality, because they're just regular people, aside from Scooby Doo, who's a magical talking dog. But everyone else is just a teenager. So the people playing them are just like, I'm Daphne, so I'm just this girl with this certain kind of personality, but I can pretty much say anything I want to. It's not like I'm Mickey Mouse or some like very specifically branded person. I'm a human being. I can pretty much talk about whatever. but I also have this laugh track that I can trigger at any time if need be. Or the bongos. Like, if I really need to get out of there, like, hey, my break's coming up. Like, sorry, guys. Push the button. Like, I got to run. And you, like, start spinning your legs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's perfectly structured. Okay. Yeah, they have the like, you know, whatever it would be, like four things that could happen within their ability to improvise and have fun in addition.
Yeah, for sure.
That's super cool.
Absolutely. Cool. I think this park is just probably my favorite one I've done so far. I love it. There's so many interesting
I want to go here so bad.
Yeah, absolutely. Doing this podcast has really made me very optimistic about upcoming amusement parks, because I think there is so much that could be done from a modern perspective. Like, we're standing on the shoulders of giants already with Disneyland, Disney World, Universal Studios, like all these awesome theme parks. So it's really easy to really innovate from here. Like, now that people have laid the groundwork of how amusement parks work, we've already grown up experiencing these awesome experiences, these amazing, amazing and innovative things where it's guest interaction with characters and roller coasters and interactive parts. We can really build on that a lot and really go crazy from here. I really love that.
Well, and due to the size of and the infrastructure that you need, it's a very slow moving process. You know, so like we've basically, like, from 1952, 1950,
Something
is that
like
when
that.
Disneyland opened?
Yeah.
So from then up until basically 2000 was the beginning. That was the birth of amusement parks.
Yep.
Especially like once you start thinking of like Six Flags and like the non-themed ones that kind of like moved around and figured out the game. And now we're in the next, basically, you know, the second generation.
Sure.
And it's a fairly like new process. Like, we just now get to be punk rock about it and innovate.
Yeah, that's
and
a
you
good
know
point.
Stuff like Universal's Nintendo Land that's coming out, or Disney's Animal Kingdom Pandora. This is where it gets to get like really crazy and
next level.
and be the revolution against the parent,
Right.
which would be, you know,
Disney
Small World,
Right.
or
That's true. Yeah, you get to do iteration upon what happened before. Yeah, that's a really cool idea. I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, fundamentally, that's what Harry Potter's Wizarding World is, right?
That's
Universal saying, like, all right, Disney, we're gonna we have this amusement park which is not structured. It's not branded the same way that Disney World is, but we're going to outdo you, branding
with
wise.
the theming just being to a T what it would actually be like to be in that world. And they had the benefit of making the films first, because it's hard to go straight from a book to a theme park. But you go to
Giving
a series,
visual cue.
You've got the art design already. You know what it's supposed to look like. So then you can tell, holy crap, I'm actually here. So now anything...
Platform 9 3/4 or Hogsmeade, or
Diagon
you know,
Alley,
the Leaky Cauldron.
Yeah. Having the Wizarding World of Harry Potter come out was another huge innovation, but now every theme park from here can use that as a starting point and just go up from there.
And get punk.
Yeah, make it punk from there. Exactly. Man, it's great talking to you, man. That was a fun discussion. That was a really good use of time.
Well, thank you.
Yeah,
I had a blast. I mean,
too.
this is just such a fun thing, because you just get to be a kid,
Right.
you know, like you get to completely let go and just have fun in your imagination.
We didn't create Scooby Doo. We didn't invent a bunch of huge innovations in theme parks, but being able to take those ingredients and like start cooking from there, it's like, this is really cool. This is fun stuff that we're using as inputs. So the finished product's probably going to be really good. You know, you're cooking
Like
with
you
good
said,
materials.
standing on the shoulder of giants.
I think that just keeping a focus on the group itself, just like the show is about, you know, Scooby, Shaggy, Velma, Fred, and Daphne, having your experience about your family and like what each of them did at this certain point. Like, oh man, when my dad found that one book that he pulled and it opened the staircase, that was so cool. Like, it makes you an agent of change, and also the rest of your group, the rest of your family, like, become celebrated because of those like dumb things that anyone could have done. It just happened to be one of your family members that did that thing. Like, it makes you more appreciative, I think, of your group and like the things that they're capable of. Like, oh, remember
everybody gets to contribute.
Yeah, remember when my brother solved that riddle that none of us could get? That was really cool. And the memories are going to be more personalized, I think. It's not just about, oh, remember when Scooby Doo did that funny thing. It's like, remember when my mom did that funny thing. Like, I think it opens up a lot more family interaction and being yourself instead of like, oh, I was pretending to be a pirate or something. It's like, no, you were just being yourself solving a mystery. So I
also think in the age of social media, there are creative ways to incorporate it. Not being gauche, not, press this button if you want this picture of you and your family to go to your Facebook.
Yeah.
But interesting ways of incorporating social media, like achievements or, there are cool ways to personalize it and create memories and
right.
Yeah.
I agree completely. And having some kind of, like a progress thing that shows you exactly what you did in each site that you visited, kind of like a checklist.
Well, especially if there's the bracelet thing.
Right, the bracelet thing. So they're tracking your movement, and they can tell you took option A in the first path, and then option 2 from there. So here's your route that you took through this one. So next time, take a different route. You know what I mean? Like, there's kind of a tracking system.
Yeah.
So you can kind of show
similar
your
to
friends.
the Magic Band at Disney World.
Yeah.
You have achievements you can unlock if you're a season pass holder. Not necessary, but you can.
Yeah. The way they could frame that was like, when you're done, maybe you get an email or whatever that says, I went to the haunted castle and I found the dungeon and it, whatever. Like, I solved the riddle of the dungeon and I found whatever kind of monster or whatever. Like, it kind of gives you an episode synopsis of what you actually accomplished while you're there, because there's so many possible outcomes. Like, maybe you don't even find that one monster that family found. Your family finds this different monster because you're up on the 3rd floor and they were in the basement. Or, you go different routes and so you experience different things. And so another cool thing with the social media could be having hidden cameras places that just like take your picture, kind of like they do at like haunted houses where there's a really scary part with a bunch of flashing lights and they take your picture when you're like really terrified. You could do stuff like that. Like the moment that you pull the candelabra and this like really big stone wall starts moving, it takes a camera, like a picture of everyone looking at that stone wall opening, like, like
anything that will attract everybody's focus.
Yeah, there's like a loud noise over there, and everyone like, and it takes a picture of your whole group, and it's like, wow, it looks like a shot from a Scooby Doo series. Like someone is pulling on that candelabra right now. Yeah, that can be pretty fun.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Cool, dude.
I like it.
I like it a lot. I'm pretty pumped about this.
This is probably the most fun thing to do ever.
Yeah, it's a really fun, even just like sitting around the dinner table or like at a bar, like, okay, what if we want to design a theme park around, any topic, any kind of inspiration.
Well, and then being able to like spitball roller coasters too.
Yeah.
Like, if you want to get as specific as like riding through the roller coaster and just describing it to your friends.
You could do this as like a 10-hour special, like just design it. Yeah, that would be kind of cool to do like a live stream 10-hour design-a-thon of like granular level. Yeah.
If you get like a really good artist who can like draw things as you're saying them.
That's an amazing idea. I really want to get fan art going, but I just don't know how to start that. Because this is the thing I wanted to do is like, I want to make like t-shirts, because I have like a background in screen printing as well. I was like, I want to make t-shirts of each of these theme parks. Because I just want to have them personally, but I think it'd be cool to like sell to like support the show or whatever. But I don't really want to design everything myself, and so I was like, maybe I'll get some fan art, and then like I'll give them part of the profits from it or from t-shirt sales. But it's a hard thing to get triggered. But I think that having a live artist is an awesome idea. That's really cool.
Yeah, that'd be crazy.
Yeah, especially if we do like this much design initially to get the artist somewhere to start. So they're like, okay, we know we're gonna have this and this detail. They can start on something while you're spitballing the next thing to start building.
Yeah.
Cool idea.
Here's the entrance.
Right.
you know,
This is what the
something
entrance
like
will
that.
look like, and then we'll go from there. That's a
Yeah.
really cool idea. Thanks, dude. Well, hey, Nick, you've got a captive audience here. What is there
Sure.
anything they can do to check you out online other than looking up "What's with You?" ? Scooby Doo !
Yeah, you can find that on iTunes, Stitcher, as well as what'swithyouScoobyDoo.com. You can find me on Twitter at WWYScoobyDoo. Also Instagram now, just because
Wow.
why not?
Yeah, I didn't know that. Cool. I'll check you out.
And we just started.
Okay, it's a new thing.
Facebook, What's With You Scooby-Doo. You can go to NicRobes.com if I ever get motivated to update my upcoming dates.
Yeah, thanks for being on the show. I really appreciate that.
Oh, it was my pleasure.
Thank you for listening to episode 4 of Amusement Sparks. The next episode will be coming out on January 30th, and the one after that, which will be episode 6, is actually going to be a special episode. It's going to be remodels and expansions. And for that episode, I'd like to get a lot of listener feedback about what you guys would like to see in these parks that we've created thus far, and just any ideas you've got in general about that. So if you would comment on our Facebook page or our subreddit, that would be amazing. And I think that we can all kind of contribute towards this big 6th episode special where we revisit and improve all the parks that we've made so far. Cool. Have a good one.